hour later.
Actually,
We're
we've been
only
waiting an hour and
traversing
20
two
minutes
sections
for
of
you.
pipe.
Huh? What was that, Paul?
I said we're only traversing 2 sections of pipe tonight.
Yeah, that's about it. As long as we make it across the pipe, we're really good. But yeah, 1 hour
We'll get
later.
to the next bend of the pipe.
Just around the sewer bin.
Audio. Oh,
Alright, time for some mic checks.
yeah. I've heard everybody on the stream except for Eric.
Hello.
Quiet you.
There he is.
Cool. And
I got the stream muted. But Ashley's still getting the view, right?
yeah, the tab
Yep.
is what you want to mute.
The tab is muted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Table business first.
Yes.
Well, good.
So we're playing again next week. Yep, sometime around the evening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we also have 2 more. Well, we have 2 more after this one's scheduled, so.
The first week in October, I might. Depends how the internet is in Dallas. It's
Okay.
hotel internet, so it's a crapshoot, you know.
Alright. Well, we'll, I think next time, maybe we'll start throwing up October dates. But good to know, we'll probably have to miss the first week. Cool. Any character questions? How you guys doing on upgrades? Or, level ups? Y'all into rank 2?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I
yeah.
spent mine, so I'm good.
I haven't officially bought anything in rank 2 yet.
But you're there.
I'm there. Yeah, 'cause where I left off, I had 200 experience to go to get to rank 2, and the thing I wanted to buy was 250. So by the time I bought that, I only have 150 left, so I wasn't able to afford anything in rank 2.
Well, if you get through a couple more sections of pipe tonight, you'll be able to get
So
Nothing.
3?
That's what she said.
Alright. Okay, well, to recap the campaign for those watching and those who have gotten everything in a week's time, we're playing Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader role-playing game. So it's set in the 41st millennia, the far future. It's grimdark, it's horrible for regular citizenry. Fortunately, the crew here is not just regular citizenry. We have a rogue trader in our midst who has a warrant of trade to head out into the fringes of space. And in these fringes of space, they were contacted by one of the generals or captains of one of the ships from the fleet for the Imperium, and asked to investigate a missing envoy. This envoy was sent to the Sfard system to find out why goods and services and stuff goods were not being sent back to the Imperium from this fringe world that were due. And the captain thought this crew was a good place to start because their dynasty owned the star system. This was news to the crew, though, especially the rogue trader whose dynasty it is, having had no knowledge or record of owning this star system. So, partially to help and partially to solve this mystery, they headed out to the Sfard system. So their goal is to help the envoy, or help find out what happened to the envoy with Captain Keel, and also to maybe discover the background of why they own this star system and to reclaim its wealth for their own. In that regard, they met the Crystal Council, who's running the main moon, who told them about the Whisperers, who they also encountered there in combat. They are citizenry that seems to be have their minds affected in some way, where they are forming a cult and fighting against the population of the planet. So the crew is offered to help restore the system to working order by getting the industrial plants on the Cog Moon running again for parts, and to get the Promethium refinery running again for fuel for the ships. So as they've gone searching, they started out in the moons called Silence, where there's a group of the Ecclesiarchy trying to carve statues in the likeness of the Emperor. They didn't find the envoy there, but they did find some alien, or Xenos as they're called here, contact that strafed them with their ship, as well as some weird technology in the tower that seemed to be making the statues come to life. From there, they moved to Cog, which is the industrial moon. And long story short there, they left their ship, took over an enemy ship, and interrogated the crew, ended up having to abandon that ship and took the Ace gun cutter down to the surface. They did find the industrial complex that runs on a track around the moon, and got a signal from there that they were warned not to. They were warned to go in through the lower levels instead of the upper levels, and so they attempted this, crashed their ship, left the ship, and tried to shoot a hole in the door, just barely avoiding blowing themselves up.
Yeah.
And have made their way into the inner workings of the carriage of this large city on train wheels. So that is where we catch up with our party, who we will introduce, starting with the captain, Tempest.
So, Tempest tries to be as fair as possible in this cruel, dark world that it is, and with the crew member of the Apocalypse, this or Calamity. I think that's what we should change our names to.
Yeah.
Calamity. But yeah. So, fair hair, fair face, tries to be fair in judgment if that's at all possible in this cruel, dark world, and trying to be the light. So, in some form, but not too bright, just enough to be like, yeah. I don't know.
Alright. Which brings us to Brad, who's running our moral compass of the group with Drexel.
Usually moral compass, occasional hallucinogen dealer.
Pyro maniac.
Drexel is an envoy of the Emperor, the Imperial missionary, toting a very large flamethrower and no facial hair. For obvious reasons. Drexel enjoys falling down a lot and getting almost killed by everyone else.
Oh no.
And before we even do the intros, I need to roll a fate point to heal wounds. This is my cut.
Thanks, Brad. I'll go to Paul with our tech support.
Right. So yeah, I'm playing Larkin Voltmir. He's a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Generally, his goal is to replace all of his fleshy bits with machine. Become as much robot as possible. Yeah, very into technology. Driving force is trying to find lost STC and technologies. Kind of tagging her along with the captain crew here.
So, Paul, and last but not least, Eric with the muscle.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm playing Dutch. He is his nemesis is Draxel, the pyrophiliac. He's all about trying to not get the captain killed, even though she does a bunch of stupid shit.
Fair.
She's like a child. She's gonna run in oncoming traffic if you let her.
But it's for the sake of her crew.
Yeah. And
You know, with video games these days, I gotta think a kid might land the ship better.
you know, you talk to the digital dice because I couldn't roll low at all. Even my
Yeah.
D5 was high.
Yeah, 'tis a poor workman blames your tools, yeah.
Alright.
Maybe today will be better
Well-
with dice.
The crew finds
Why would you say that?
themselves.
Sorry.
The crew finds themselves in a dark room, lit by emergency lights, or at least low lighting, kind of in cages along the doors and hallway. It's a long room with a 10-meter tall pipe that travels to the right as you look down the hallway, and to the left. There's initially some lockers, but otherwise it's mostly just full of. There's a control console, and then wires and conduit and other piping. It's dark. The air is pretty thick. It doesn't burn quite as much as it did outside, but it's still not like clean air. And the four of you have just all climbed up and are in this. You climbed up to a little catwalk landing area that had a door that led into this hallway. So that's where you all are.
Fantastic.
Alright.
Well, Captain, what do you want your crew to do?
I'm sorry, how many doors? I was fixing. How many doors did you say there was?
There's the door that you came in. There's a hatch into the, like an access hatch into the pipe. Kind of like a manhole coverish, like on top of like a submarine. It's like round and can like open up, and you could crawl into the pipe through there. And then the hallway extends down, and there's a door at the other end.
Well, being the trek and the troubles of getting up here, I'm going to go down the hallway.
All right, Tempest starts heading down the hallway.
I'll follow close behind.
Yep, following.
Crew follows. Assuming Larkin, Paul, following too. Paul?
Error.
Did he freeze?
I did for
Oh.
a bit. I'm back now.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
I'm
Captain's
on
heading down the
cellular
hallway. Everybody's
connection.
following. I'm assuming Larkin is too.
Yes.
Tech issues tonight, guys. Tech issues.
Oh, it's just way deep in thought for a minute there.
Right.
Okay, you head down the hallway. You end up, if you keep going, you make it to the door. It's kind of like an industrial door with a keypad to the left, or like a the door controls are on the left side of the door.
All right, now aim this time, Paul.
So, well, first I'm going to try to open the door.
Get back! Everybody stand back!
All right. So Larkin's reaching to open the door.
Yes.
What's everyone else doing?
Take
Anyone
several
else
steps
not-
Stepping
back.
backward.
Yeah.
Several steps back.
All right. So you're just trying to open the door.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. The door doesn't appear to be locked. You're able to toggle the selection for opening the door. The locks or what's securing the door closed releases, and the door. It doesn't swing open, but the latches are released.
Okay. I'll push it open.
Well, that went better than last time.
You realize it's a pull, so you.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you're able to open up the door, and on the other side, shoot, keeps going out. There we go. On the other side of the screen or the door, you find a larger room where the pipe seems to be going into a larger bit of machinery. It's a pretty wide open room. It's a little noisier in here. You kind of hear humming noises, like a just like an engine noise kind of like, but not like like a motor that's running.
Okay.
But not like a combustion motor, like an electric motor kind of whirring. And
Sure.
Combustion would be an engine.
yeah, there's a group of consoles ahead, so it's kind of like it's like a platform that's into this larger room with all these kind of pipes and feeds coming in. So it's like a big cavernous room with lots of piping and equipment. But where you walk out is like a little platform that's got some consoles in it. And then so the platform's probably about I don't know, it's probably like 20 by 20, and you're on when you come out, there's a railing to your right and to your left. Down the wall a ways on the other end is another door.
Okay. I'd like to go over to the console and try and get a better idea of what this room is designed for.
Okay. Alright, so Larkin's heading to the consoles.
Yeah, and I'd also
Anyone
like to
else?
see if there's if this console has any better connectivity to the rest of the systems than the one that we originally found did. See if I can get any more information about like the layout of this I don't know, station, I guess.
Something that
Factory.
tells you more than there's a pipe here.
Factory is probably the best word.
Station.
Alright, so you're heading over to access the consoles. So Tempest, you see Larkin heading over to the console. What does Tempest want to do?
How far away is the door from the console?
So so when you step in the room, the railing's to the right and it goes out 20 feet. And then that railing goes, it makes a square from there. So you're on the right side of the platform when you walk out. And if you turn to your left and follow the wall, the door's at the other end of the platform, the second door. And the consoles are all out on the platform along the far railing.
What's down over the railing? What's in the abyss?
Yeah, so I'm guessing. So Draxel, you want to look over the edge of the railing?
Yes.
Okay. And then so Tempest, what did you want to, or what did Ashley? What did you want Tempest to do?
I'm gonna go down to the other door and see if it's unlocked or not.
Okay. Tempest starts heading to the door. What about Dutch, Eric?
Dutch.
Alright, so Tempest and Dutch start making their way towards the door while Larkin's headed to the console. Draxel takes a peek over the edge. So Draxel, you're
Dead.
yeah. You look into the abyss and you die.
And the abyss stares back.
Damage.
It was the Ark of the Covenant was the abyss. Look at it.
Oh yeah. Real quick, can I go ahead and do that? My fate points real quick for my healing. 1d5, right?
Oh yeah.
Good luck. Public roll.
Hi, Romeo.
Hey.
Hey.
That's pretty decent.
Only good roll I'll make all night.
Don't say that. We might have more climbing.
Hey, guess who's back to full wounds?
Oh.
Nice.
Fancy.
I'm enjoying it while I can.
Yeah, now you won't be able to complain about not having enough health.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you give me plenty of excuses. Half of my wounds been caused by you!
Blame the digital dice.
So when Draxel looks over the edge, there's it's pretty dark down there. The lighting out into the room isn't great, but you just see a lot of piping and conduit and all kind of coming together in where so you have like a lot of intersections of pipes all kind of running into these same large structures that seem to be humming, and yeah, mostly it's just a lot of very large piping that seems to be connecting in various ways here.
Can I make out any kind of symbols in the pipe or any kind of potable water, servitor blood?
Yeah, the I don't know that there's definitely no servitor blood, but you don't see really any symbols. There's a lot of I guess it looks greasy around a lot of the fittings. There's kind of a dark, sludgy material that if you do see anything coming out of the pipe where the pipes connect, it's black and it's kind of greasy and slimy looking.
Not much to see here, Captain.
Larkin, if you could give me a probably I'm gonna have you do a tech use check with a plus 20.
Plus 20.
And if
You
you
said
have
tech
any other-
use.
Yep. I don't know if you have other bonuses from your gear or something for that, but
Does Mechadendrite Chemical get some bonus to
Jeez,
everything?
Kind of. I get a 10% bonus from Combi Tool, which utility Mechadendrite counts as one.
You
So
get
technically I
bonus
have
for
2, but I don't think they stack.
probably not.
You know who Paul is with all these toys? Botman.
Well, he's rolling that. Wow. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Tempest and
Oh gosh.
Dutch, you get to the other door.
Okay. I want to just kind of see if it's unlocked.
Okay. It has a similar mechanism to the door you first came into. Control on the left side of the door. That appears to control whether it opens or closes.
Okay, yeah, so I open. If I open the door, it opens the door.
Well,
Yeah.
there's similar to the other door. If you hit open, it releases. It's kind of like in a ship. Where you turn a wheel, but it's automatic. Where it like releases the locks that keep the door secured shut, so it doesn't open it. It doesn't swing. You still have to push or pull it open.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it like undoes the bulkhead or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that and see if that's unlocked.
Sure. All the naval people watching are like, "Did he just call it a boat door? Oh my god."
Boat door. We're boat door people.
All right.
Wasn't that
Dutch,
the
you see Tempest reaching for the door controls. Does Dutch want to do anything?
He'll just have his pistol ready, just in case shit's gonna go down.
All right. Sensing the captain's about to do something dangerous, Dutch draws his pistol as she releases the door locks.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Captain, wait, send the goon first.
So, just as you hit the door unlatch, you heard Draxel say, what was it that you said about when you looked over the edge?
Not much down here, Captain.
Okay.
Just pipes.
And you
It's the
see,
internet. It's a series of tubes.
and Brad, Draxel sees when he turns around to say this, he sees Dutch and Tempest standing by the door, and she's just unlocked it on the far side. And Draxel's punching away at the controls.
I don't think I would tell the captain to wait, even though something tells me to tell the captain to wait.
Well, what does Draxel want to do if I'm not going to warn or say anything? I mean,
We'll
do
start
some-
walking over toward the captain and
Yeah, you see Dutch, like, as the door clicks, he's, like, pulling his pistol out.
2 pistols.
2 pistols, that's right.
Fucking John Wick style.
Yeah. He's holding them sideways,
Nice.
he's ready for the kill shot.
kill shot. That's a kill shot.
Alright, so you're Draxel just heading over there then? or-
Yeah, I'm just heading over toward the captain.
Okay. Alright, so the door's unlocked. You opening the door, Tempest? Slash.
Yeah, might as well open it and see what's on the other side. See if there's anything that requires a battle, I guess.
No one knocks anymore. The manners in this galaxy went right down the tubes. I tell you,
Right. Alright.
the tube is back there. That is.
So, Larkin, you're able to get, or Paul Larkin's able to get into the console. Just
Nice.
as you hear the creak of the door starting to open, you get access into much more information than you were able to get into the other console.
Nice.
Yeah, so it looks like you've got like all the controls you had before with the oil piping. It looks like this. You're able to kind of correlate that to this room as like one of the main pumping stations. You also have access to some of the electronics and other mechanicals of the ship or of the factory. You're able to see that it is a factory, and there's some limited cameras. They're not security cameras, but they're cameras into like working areas where like some of the oil feeds go to, and to other areas of the ship where these controls must have access to or are related to in some way.
Okay.
And so there is a bit of a schematic there
Nice.
that you could probably spend some time going through and be able to understand a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to spend some time trying to transfer the schematics onto my data slate if I can, and
Okay.
try and figure out roughly where the command center might be.
Okay. Meanwhile, the door swings open, and a red light is flashing in this room. And about 10 feet across the room, like just from what you look in, you can see a light hanging down in the middle of the room that's flashing red. To your right is what looks like some kind of freight elevator with a kind of a cage door closed over it. And directly across from you is a heavy bolter that points down directly at you as you open the door.
Alright, I shut the door.
Yep. Just backing up. Backing up.
Shut the
Just
door
back it
and lock it up. And just be like, we'll be a minute.
Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up.
So out of the yeah, so what is so you close the door,
Yep.
and Dutch would have seen this too.
Did I? So we just see the gun.
You just
You
see like she opened it, you see a flashing red light, and then you see the heavy bolter kind of swing towards you and point towards you, and then Tempest closed the door.
Captain, what was that?
I think
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just. Is there anywhere to like take cover?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
you're on a platform with a bunch of consoles against the far side, and then there's the wall, like. Oh,
Yeah,
you
so
mean in that room, inside that room? You
No,
mean?
in the room we're in. So like,
Oh,
so like, I would pull her to the wall behind the door, and then I guess I would rush over to behind like the console and try to like, be ready in case dude busts in, and shit goes sideways.
Okay. So, Drexel, Drexel couldn't quite see what was in the room. You just see the door open, red lights pulsing on Tempest's face, and then she kind of looks surprised and closes the door right away. And you see Dutch just grab her and like push her behind the wall and like run and take cover behind one of the consoles.
I think I'll pull my flamer and go, in the Emperor's name, what was that?
Paul, I don't know if Larkin would react at all, or if he's just into like downloading the schematics and hasn't
Dutch,
heard
what did you
Shotfire.
do?
Yeah, I think he'd probably stay focused on the on his task at hand because it doesn't appear that we're in immediate danger.
All right. So Drexel, you're asking the captain what's going on.
Yes, absolutely.
The alarm system, it looks like.
Oh my.
Interesting enough, they have an alarm system this far in and not at the front door, not at the door that we went through and blew up. Interestingly enough.
So I saw people holding the heavy bolters, correct?
No, it was on a automated arm.
Automated arm, okay. Hey,
So-
Techno Drone. Deactivate the guns, please.
I will see what I can do. So I still want to finish copying down the schematics first, but
God
I'm
damn
going to
it.
see if this terminal has any way of interfacing with the security system at all.
This isn't Starfield. You don't have to go through every dialogue option, damn it.
Ah,
It is imperative we understand where the control center is.
Well, based on your 8 degrees of success, yeah, you're able to download a pretty good schematic to the data slate pretty quickly, or at least you're able to start kind of a routine that's just keeping that process running while you can run some other processes. So give me a... Well, I guess I think I need to roll this one.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So as you switch over to try to find the security routines for this this area where you're at, you find you're locked out of it, but it doesn't seem to, like, you recognize this lockout. You're not able to. It looks like you wouldn't be. It looks very challenging to try to undo. On the order of probably days, and but the fingerprint is unrecognizable for, or is very recognizable for, unmistakable, I guess is the right word, for Larkin, and that it's an Adeptus Mechanicus. Got those fingerprints all over it.
Okay.
toaster crumbs.
You're also also notice that the there is, like, it looks like somebody has like there's a message trying to come through the Vox, but the Vox is damaged or turned off.
Oh, on this terminal?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can try to repair the Vox.
Okay.
And I'll wave my the sensor at it to get some incense going in the air.
I don't know. I think you've got a pretty unique skill here that I think kind of fits it. So maybe your Technomat trade skill. You think that would be? Isn't that for like creating?
Maybe?
I don't know if that would be for like fixing, but
Yeah, I don't know.
It is now.
I mean, we can use it.
yeah. I mean, it's either that or tech use, but
Yeah,
I kind of like the Technomat one.
sure.
So you've got a from the information you've already gathered, you've got a plus 30 to this roll. So
Okay.
all right, so you're easily able to get the Vox working again, and you're able to understand the Adeptus Mechanicus binary that's coming through, and it sounds like the voice that you heard on the emergency message.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it is saying, it's asking you if you are faithful to the machine gods to switch to a certain channel that you know of as a kind of like an inside channel.
Okay. Yeah, I'll set my Vox speed to that channel and try to hail them.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna say, "Blessed be the Messiah. I have heard your call on the Voxcaster."
Yeah, so the rest of you had heard, like, you think he's trying to disarm the security system, and you hear all of a sudden this, like, weird pulsing binary, you know, you wouldn't know it is binary, but, like, it's similar to the emergency message you heard kind of bleep out, and then he punches some more buttons and then just says what he said.
We hear dubstep.
Alright. Guess it's gonna be a minute, so I just stay where I'm at, wait until we can get to a
Love
point
it.
where we can, if he can't shut down the alarm system, maybe they can, whoever he's talking to. If they're not controlled by the hive mind.
Tempest opens the room of imminent fuck you and then is like, I'm out of ideas.
Not really anything he can do at this point until the alarms are shut down, or he talks to whoever he needs to talk to.
All we know for sure is don't go that way.
Not yet, anyways.
All right.
Dutch, go that way.
Thing here. Okay, so after a few minutes, there's a reply on the Vox. This is Magus Tevla. Is there really somebody there?
Yes, this is Explorator Larkin Voltmere.
An explorator? No, this can't be true. He must be one of them.
I am not. We arrived from out system. Probably about a week ago, Phil? A few days.
Yeah, maybe a few days.
Yeah.
You guys have been moving fast.
Right.
I choose to believe his accent changes just like that too. He talks to us. I am an explorer. Guys, what are we up to? Oh yes, weeks ago.
We have arrived from out system a few days ago, inquiring about the charter of trade. What was your family name, Ashley? Again?
Great question.
What?
Burgal.
Burgal.
Yeah.
From House Burgal.
Burger.
It's been a while since, that was asked that question.
It's like you never dial your own phone number. You never say your own last name.
Right. right? I mean, I barely even know mine.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's gold. Your last name is Goldenberry.
Well, I can see that you've managed to not be shot by our heavy bolter, and you managed to call us, so you have some technical expertise. But I still don't trust you. How do I know you're not one of them, or have one of them with you?
We all have arrived from Outsystem. We have been battling the cult of the Whisperer.
Whisper. Yes. But this whole station's full of them, so how do I know you're not just them screwing with us?
I assume I can't understand. I'm assuming it's all beeps and clicks and whatnot. I could only hear. At least that's what I assume. Is that correct? Or?
Would you respond in the binary, Paul? Or would you have spoken?
I would have probably spoken in not common, but what's it called? Low Gothic? Probably.
Yeah, Low Gothic. Okay. Then he's talking in Low Gothic.
Okay, and I can understand that. So.
Yeah.
Is the person on the other end replying in Low Gothic, or am I just hearing a one-sided conversation?
It's all in Low Gothic.
Okay.
Yeah. You can all understand it.
So
you're basically all on speakerphone, so.
Okay. We took out one of their transport ships and commandeered a cutter from it.
Well, that's great, but how do I know that?
You can take a look at the hole in the hull.
I think I'll try to. I think maybe I'll step in and try to say a word to this guy, since I have Imperial clout. In the name of the Emperor, we are no heretic. You impede our work. I demand you open this door at once.
What was your...
What's that name?
You didn't have something that...
Seeds Tower.
I have a few things actually. We're actually talking to someone now, so I actually have things that apply.
I know, right?
Let's shut down the communication. We can't allow this to happen.
Or to
Can't break the Boxcaster.
I have an ancestral seal, which gives me a 10% buff to Imperial clout. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty... So you're trying to intimidate him, though, right?
Command him, essentially.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Charm him?
Yeah, so I was going to say, I should have said charm. I mean, in all fairness, I should have tried charm, but that was probably more command. The way I said it. I'll be fair.
Well, you're being... Yeah, charm.
Please? Just that's a saucy please at the end of it. That'll work.
Well, I think command is more for, like, commanding troops.
Oh, okay.
Intimidate is more in the vein of intimidate, but yeah, I mean, I guess if are you trying to bully him essentially?
More convince him.
Convince him, okay. I mean, you're using your form of charm.
That's true. It's ecclesiarchal charm.
Yeah, I will.
Perhaps I should be less fire and brimstone from now on, but yes.
Well, yeah, no, go ahead and just roll the charm, but maybe with a a -10 for delivery.
You want to call it a Will Imperial Clout help me out at all here?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can call it a wash.
Cloud wash. Oh, thanks. Yeah.
So while he's rolling that, Phil, whatever happened to Captain Keel? Is he still back on the Valkyrie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no!
No. I'll try talking. Actually,
You got a fate point.
I think I'll use a fate point.
Yes, yes, a good idea.
Wow. Epic fail after epic
Oh,
fail.
no.
Christ, it's like dating all over again.
It's like a multi-melta. In your face!
This guy is
Also-
clearly not about the Emperor.
I'll use my fate point and reroll that, Phil, if it's alright by you.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yay!
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There it is.
That's much better.
after I've looked through my notes to find like possibly a conversation that might work.
Well, that would have passed command.
Yeah.
Um.
I can
Yeah,
charm
so-
someone. I did something helpful. I'm helpful.
Well, that I haven't heard the words of the faith in quite some time. That's. I would assume the cult would have murdered you shortly had you been in their midst.
Everyone does.
Maybe you aren't all rotten. Who all is with you?
A tech priest. No, yeah. What's the proper title, Paul?
Explorer.
An explorer, a rogue trader, and a shaved gorilla. a shaved Jokero.
And
The-
he gets a smack in the back of his head when he says that.
The rogue trader we
take
have
one
with
wound.
us is from the House Bergal, who founded this system.
What he said.
No.
Tall from the Crystal Council sent us to try to get this planet back up and running.
What she said.
Well, I mean, it sounds impressive. What are you doing here?
To get this planet back up and running and to also look into the vermin that you're talking about.
We also got chased out of orbit after ransacking a ship. After hijacking a ship
You don't need
Wait,
to talk
in the
about
silence.
You have ship.
This system is.
This is great news. Oh. You have an army? Oh, we're saved.
Yes, not here per se. I mean, Drax
Put it in
over
orbit,
there,
right.
man, army. Not Drax.
Yeah.
Dutch.
Yeah, 1,000. Well, 1,000 troops. Is that a battalion?
Sounds right.
Didn't we take 500 of the from the
Company.
Yeah, it's a
Severe.
battalion.
Come on, Paul. It's a wing. You know that.
We have a battalion strength military defense force on our frigate.
Well, don't you only have half on the frigate, right? You left half on.
yeah.
Oh, did we?
Well,
don't need to know that.
if we had
You were-
1,000 on the ship that was ours, I thought we had another 500. But if we had just the 500 that's ours and 500 from Savar, then
Well, yeah, the Crystal Council gave us 1,000 plus whatever we have on our ship. Like, I don't know how much of the complement,
okay.
like trained armsmen.
All right,
they're
well,
probably-
we left
I mean,
about 500 of the 1,000 on the other planet.
yeah. I mean the crew you have on your ship is your crew, so you know
Okay.
they're not soldiers. They're crew.
hmm
We also
But,
have murder servitors.
Yeah, and then you got
we
1,000
do.
personal defense force that were given to you, but you were afraid some of them might be whisperers, so you left half of them on the moon of Svard and only took 500 with you.
Yeah, what happened to our murder
I mean-
servers?
I think they just get reclaimed, or we
yeah.
build new ones.
You know-
I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
Where
Yeah,
did we leave them?
I
We left
just
them somewhere.
I just assumed they came with us on this ship, but at the same time,
They're just back
do
there
we have
looking at
enough
the part-
room?
I'm
I just-
assuming they're designed to be expendable. We just probably build new ones. I don't know.
I
Like,
assumed they
let's-
came
yeah.
with us because
Can we retcon that said that they covered our escape?
Yeah.
How's
Yeah,
that sound?
does the ship not
Yeah,
hold
like that.
hold them? That we took?
The gun cutter?
Yeah, the gun cutter did
No,
not
we-
hold them.
We teleport. Well,
Not sure on the full crew size of the gun cutter. I have to look it up, but probably wouldn't hold a whole lot of them.
Right.
Because I
we only
was
teleport over
'cause-
to some of them, right?
Because they're using like hit and run type actions where they just kind of get teleported aboard. I don't think they're designed to be reclaimed. I think they're expendable. We just either have a bunch
Yeah.
of them or we make them.
Yeah, they're not sentient, right? They're
Yeah,
they're
not really.
cyborg robot. You know, they're running
I mean,
an algorithm.
they're
Yeah.
somewhere between a gorilla and Dutch.
I mean, they're made out of old parts, people and machine,
Yeah.
usually.
Usually after the soldier dies, you just kind of reclaim the flesh and attach
Well-
a lot
Part of the
to it.
crew, part of the ship, part of the crew.
The mechanic tries to. The guard kind of finds it abhorrent. You remember the Word Bearers book, Paul, when they're like, "Hey, can we have all your dead guys?" Why?
Oh,
Look at me.
yeah.
And he's like, "Look at this big flesh gooping facility we have." He's like, "Stay the hell away from my dead."
Right.
That was a great moment in that book.
Well, you told Magus Tevla that you have a battalion. So he's excited. He's like, there's from what we've been able to gather, it seems like an impossible fight even with your army. There's so many of them. The ship's just crawling with them. Anything from the well deck up is, I mean, they're walking around with las cannons and there's missile launchers. I mean, it's rough up there.
How are you able to save off having the hive mind being taken over by them?
Well, we're pretty sure all of the people we have down here are clean. We've sealed ourselves into this area of the carriage deck.
Do you have any idea how it's spread?
Not that we could tell. People just start having weird dreams. If they say anything. One day they're fine, the next day trying to kill you.
How is the control center constructed? Is there a shell of a different material from the rest of the facility?
We've been able to take control of the space we have down here. We also have access into some of the mechanical areas of the ship. We would be able to turn on the internal defenses, but I don't think it'd be enough, so we haven't used that. We could also
Not to bargain,
activate,
sir, but I'm pretty sure your automatic defenses are on. Dutch triggered a bunch of them.
Nope, that's the captain.
Like I said,
Well-
Dutch did it.
No, that part's been left on for protecting one of the entryways into where we're secured ourselves. So
He's awful brave because he's got full wounds back.
Yep. Yeah.
I got 2 pistols now. Just saying.
So I guess we're nearby.
He'd have 3 if you could count them.
We also have access to the shielding that protects the factory from the atmosphere. But that would probably kill everyone.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yes, I agree, Priest, but unfortunately it would also sacrifice the factory, as it would deal some pretty heavy damage to the internal workings of this factory.
That is not acceptable.
Material losses are nothing compared to the heresy that was faced here.
This facility needs to provide ties to the Emperor and the war.
The heretics must be purged.
How many people were originally on this station, and how many people do you have with you?
We're just gonna keep arguing in the background while you're talking.
There are thousands. There were
Yes.
thousands in this factory. There's maybe 100 of us left here. But there's still thousands of us that walk as whisperers now.
Great. Thousands. Alright. How many does it take to get the station back up and running? At a minimum.
Yeah, they didn't have the staff for it.
Looking like the true Adeptus Administarium. Yeah. Whisperers, you're all taking over. How quickly can we get this thing working here? Time is money.
We've got a walking death tank behind us. Yo.
It's a good question. I mean, with 500, they could probably get the factory running at a pretty low production rate.
So
Do you have the means to produce servitors?
What was that?
Do you have the means to produce servitors at this facility? Were you given adequate materials?
I suppose we could create some servitors here, yeah. Supplement some of the work.
Well, if we
That is the...
start winging some of the silence, we can start making our own army. Or as they say in the old days, YOLOLO.
Nice. Good reference.
Thank you.
Well, we're happy to help coordinate with any attack.
What do you have for ways of parts of mending and fixing ships? Do you have any ships here that can be used to get to the out to even just get to the out off the planet? I'm gonna take that as a no.
We do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
They're unfortunately on the top level. We don't have access to.
Is there a way that you can send a floor plan to Larkin, our cyber? Wait, what is? Are we called again? Like,
That's racist.
Oh, sir.
Paul, what's he called again? He's a what? Tech something?
Conductive American.
Wait, where'd he go?
Uh-oh, did we lose him?
You chase him off with your blatant racism.
I'm back. Quit. Explorer.
Explorer, thank you. I was like, what is
Paul's
he?
off to HR.
Yes. I had to file a grievance.
Oh gosh.
I think HR and Ashley's ship is the crew reclamation facility.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
it.
So,
Perfect.
what'd you say the name was again, Paul? I'm sorry.
Explorator.
Explorator.
Mhm.
All right. Can you please send a layout to our Explorator if possible, so we can kind of figure out where we need to go and come with a game plan.
Battery Boy, spelled BOI.
I believe, if I assume correctly, Larkin is capable of getting this information
All right.
already.
I have already downloaded several of the factory's blueprints.
Awesome.
Can you interface with Larkin and tell him where it is? Larkin just goes, "Where is it?"
What
Over there. Thank you.
what
Tap to that
particular
interface.
floors and areas are heavier with the Whisperers than others?
Everything from above the carriage deck is swarming. Strangely, in the last few hours, the activity has increased quite a bit.
Yeah, that's because they know we're here.
I take it from your questions earlier, you have no way of ascertaining immediately who is a Whisperer.
No. Not, there's hints sometimes when you're talking to people.
Let's say, yeah, kinda hesitated there. What do you know?
Well, it's easier in person, but it's still not easy. They're pretty good at faking it.
That's what she said.
Tempest has to sleep with each one to make sure that they're real.
That's not how that works.
No.
Fine. Dutch has to sleep with each one.
Well,
I
if you
didn't
light them on
care.
fire, then you can like sleep with them. Drexel.
That's the only way they're hot enough for me.
So earlier when we were on the ship, Phil, we picked up that they have some sort of mental communication between each other, right?
What you observed was that after interrogating the person you had captive, the other ship seemed to close in.
Right. Yeah.
He was just sitting there menacingly.
Is there anything that the people that all became infected of, is there anything that they did that was different than what you guys did? Any areas they went where they shouldn't have gone? Anyone they talked to they shouldn't have talked to?
They just started taking over the factory.
No common denominator. No common denominator of between them all.
No. Could be anybody. From what I
They're
can
all
tell.
named Gary.
Yes.
Gary!
Besides locking yourselves in the area that you're at, what did you guys do differently to keep yourselves protected where you did not become infected? Besides locking yourself away.
We just locked ourselves away. There were some that were in the secure area that we had to put down.
Okay.
Because it turned out they were in one of them. But short of stressing them out when questioning them, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really found any rhyme or reason to it. So far in the last several weeks, the people that are in here haven't tried to kill each other. Maybe they know we're in here and they don't care. I don't know. But I'm doing the best I can to keep my men alive.
I understand that.
We
Do
have
you?
observed
Do you?
when interrogating one of the members that they appear to have some sort of telepathic communication. Have you noticed anything similar here?
I mean, they do seem to work with a singular purpose. I mean, I don't know that I could have coordinated taking over this station any better. Everybody in the right place at the right time.
Don't put yourself down. You would have done a great mutiny. Just patting the head. Next time. Next time.
Does the command center have any special shielding that the rest of the facility does not?
No, I think the only thing keeping us alive is we're in the carriage. We haven't stopped the factory from doing whatever they're doing. And the tracks are broken, so we can't move anyway.
How long have they been broken?
Months.
Who broke them? Was it
They were
the
broken in
Whisper?
the... I mean, they were broken from... They were broken before this even happened. We were working on the tracks. They break down. I mean, you've seen the... If you've been outside at all, you'd understand.
Yeah.
They need constant maintenance.
It was Steve, the new guy. I said I'm sorry. Get back in the corner.
Anyone who was working on the tracks, did they become infected?
I don't know.
Do you have anyone that was working on the tracks with you currently? Repairing the tracks?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Hmm. I was trying to think.
So we can make our way back up to the top, grab a ship to get to our ship, and bring down our men and try to take them all out.
Is our ship still up there? Did we tell them to get the hell out of there?
We gotta call them back.
It's in
Don't we
space
have-
somewhere, yeah.
Another ship with a bunch of people? Like that other guy?
Yeah, there's the cruiser.
They didn't want to get involved, though, for Deus Ex Machina reasons. Deus Non Machina?
They're an Imperial light cruiser, but they're at the edge of the solar system as to...
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to pull up to the embassy in a tank. It kind of makes
You
a
don't. Viva la Revolution!
Sometimes the Imperium wants to talk.
Right.
How far does your communications go?
I'm not 100% sure. Probably... Did you hear our emergency signal?
We did once we got into the atmosphere.
That's probably about as far as it goes.
Is there anywhere else that may send it to, like, the distance of Spard?
Most of our communications would have been through our ship activity as we transported goods.
The ones that are just outside the planet?
Well, the ones that would travel with shipments back and forth, we could maintain communications through them. But that's been, yeah, shut down. And you do know, like, when you were flying up to the factory, that there were hangars at the very top of the factory there. The doors seemed to all be sealed on them, but there were hangars up there. When you were looking for a place to land, you saw all the sealed hangars. But you had also been warned.
Not to use
Not
those.
right
Okay. Were any of those ships that we saw and we battled and the one we took out were any of those
We took out a ship.
of this planet.
What ship?
The one ship we took out, was that of this planet? Was that like one of theirs?
When did we take out a ship?
Oh, the one you like boarded?
Mm-hmm.
That one was yeah, I mean there's like it's from the Svard system. Like there's not like it's a transport ship, so probably yeah.
Okay. So, maybe what we need to do is get these people off on a transport ship, get to our ship, clean this out, and get a fresh new batch of people here. But we gotta get this plan up and running, and we can't run it with 100 people.
Well, not with that attitude.
If these whispered are being coordinated, perhaps we find the entity doing the coordination.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're here. I mean, we can look on this planet and see if they're here, but I think they're
Larkin,
going
you-
to be in the last planet. I think.
Larkin, do you think they're coordinated from a single one, or do you think they have some sort of just distributed intelligence?
It is unclear, but likely it originated from a single source.
That's true.
I'm thinking Space Station 23 is probably where it originated.
I believe that is where the first whisper showed up. Is that correct, Magos?
Yeah, that's where all the trouble started. Prometheum refining station.
Has anyone from COG been to the Space Station 23 or had correlations or communications with Space Station 23?
No. Early on when they first appeared, that's where they were most heavily found. The Crystal Council thought maybe we could, they thought maybe they could send an army in to take it over, but, they seem to be mostly happy with having the station, and I think he was afraid that shooting guns at a big moving gas refinery would be a bad idea.
Just a bit.
There's
Nonsense.
a lot of hydrogen coming off of the planet in that particle wash.
The Emperor's holy fire shall claim them all.
If only we're so lucky.
Just at the mention of giant gaseous giant explosion, the Drax is just like heavy breathing.
After that, all plans of attacking the station kind of fell apart when they came here. Last we heard that before they took the factory was that the Promethean station was no longer at the coordinates that they had originally been at.
Ooh. They moved it.
Well, that's good to know.
That's interesting.
Do they know where it went to?
Well, it is a station, so I don't know that it could have moved too far.
Station.
But it's just hard to tell in the particle wash. I imagine they just moved it enough to make it hard to find.
Hmm.
Okay.
Perhaps it might be best to exfiltrate the loyalists to our ship, investigate the refinery.
Yeah, we just need to call our ship back.
We
I
would
concur with
have
the
to
abomination.
commandeer a new one.
Yep, which we need to go to the top to do that. So,
Is our ship still spaceworthy?
not the one
No.
that's not the one that's crashed into the side in the other carriage of this moving refinery.
Also, isn't there just a enemy fleet above that's about to just annihilate anything that what comes near?
That's the other thing.
Minor detail.
Well, the fleet that's on the outside we can try to fly off the other side of the planet and try to avoid them completely. Like if they're over here, we can and the planet's here, we can fly this way and around, avoiding them completely.
Do we know where they are up there though? We have scanners at that. Sorry, I'm probably poo-pooing all this.
I assume they're in the same spot. Really, just gotta get to the top. Get the people off. And head to look for Space Station 23.
What kind of sensors does this factory have, Magos? Can we detect where the greatest concentration of them are?
We have some limited camera surveillance and other detection equipment for the factory, so yes, I think it would be possible.
You got an ion cannon by chance?
Try to plot the path of least resistance plus
we know that what they're
activation
building?
of security turrets could allow us to reach the top.
I don't know that we know what they're building. Do we? No, what they're building?
Asking that, or is
Well,
Larkin, what are they building in the manufacturing facility?
Magos, could you please elaborate?
not sure. It's strange because they are producing something and shuttling it off the planet, but I don't know what. It's nothing I've ever seen before.
Do you have any security footage of it?
Perhaps. Larkin, you could probably bring it up from 2 days ago. Midwell Decks, section 24. Okay,
It's like
I'm gonna
ran
try and
over
pull
to the
that up.
past.
Yeah, and Larkin, you'd pretty easily be able to bring this up. So it, you see them at the end of kind of what looks like an assembly line. There's like 4 or 5 people around the end, kind of investigating this piece that they're handing between the group. It has like a silvery metallic look to it. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm describing this right.
Ooh, we have a The graphics?
No, I don't think I have a picture of it though.
Does it look similar to the thing we blew up at the tower?
Yes.
Ah ha ha!
Same size or smaller?
It's smaller,
Okay.
The
but it
thing
is at
we
the end of
blew
assembly
up.
line.
Can you remind me what that was? That when it wasn't that truck. Wasn't a
Yeah,
gem.
it was a silvery metal thing that after we blew it up, the statue stopped animating.
They're manufacturing that here.
Yes, but smaller. Like the one we blew up was big. These ones are a lot smaller. So like more of a handheld version of that.
There can be no question of it then. The facility must be destroyed to prevent them from creating more.
I agree.
This facility can be reclaimed.
This facility can be rebuilt. I honestly don't have any like destination for this conversation. I'm just kind of doing what I think I would do.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be more Dutch with this. Thinking that we might have to just rebuild.
Finally, someone listens to my explodey theories.
I was talking about Dutch. I was totally agreeing with Dutch.
I would blow it up.
I,
Not
didn't,
Jordan Starhead.
I wasn't talking about blowing it up, but they have controls to turn off the shields to where it'll disintegrate by itself.
That's
Lack
true.
of finesse, but I suppose.
We could maybe salvage the factory after, but it'll take a long time and a lot of resources to rebuild it.
Which is what
But
we
we
don't
could.
We're really bad at building industry, aren't we?
Okay. Well, needless to say, we need to get a ship. We need to get ourselves to the top deck. The people here can't stay here. There's just not enough of them to run the factory.
How many of them are there? Do we have a like rough estimate?
100.
100?
Okay.
And it takes about, what, 200 at a small?
500,
500?
I think you said.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we don't have enough people to run them. We can't get this factory up and running as it is, even by getting rid of all the Whisperers. We can't get it up and running. We don't have enough people. So I think the best bet is commandeering a ship, turning off the shields, and getting the people out of here. And then having to rebuild.
How long would it take the facility to deteriorate? The shield is turned off.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, I was asking, when the shielding is deactivated, how long would it take for everything to disintegrate?
Do the voice.
For people to die, 5 or 10 minutes. Equipment, longer. I mean, if they're wearing armor or any of the heavier suits, they could maybe last a half hour to an hour.
Do you think we could shield ourselves off somehow and let the radiation flood long enough to kill the meat, save the metal?
I mean, I think we could open it up to the open up the well decks and the upper decks to. I think the carriage would be mostly intact down here.
What do you say, yo? At the very least, we might be able to pare them down to something more manageable. How many did he say there were in here? Did he say?
Thousands.
2,000.
So
I
like,
can handle 5. Paul can handle 300. How about you?
like he said thousands, so it's like more than 1,000. So it could be 2,000, 3,000.
Could be 2.
5,000 could be.
I would kill 500 heretics.
Yeah, add an extra 0 to
Paul
that.
would melt 500 more.
Could we? Is that possible that we can lock ourselves away and have it do its thing, and then go through and do what we need to do to get to the ships?
We're safe where we are. You're safe where you are.
Not if I open up that door.
No, if we open up the shielding on the top levels and the mid-well decks, we'll take the brunt. Down here in the carriage level, it should make it down here.
Okay, how safe would it be once we put the shield back to get to the top levels? How safe would it be to walk up? Would it be?
Assuming the shields are still operable and able to close, don't sustain enough damage to close, then I don't know. It'll depend. Areas that still have life support, like ventilation still working, will probably clear out and be habitable. Areas that take more damage from the air, potentially equipment will fail, and there'll still be some caustic atmosphere stuck in those areas. If there's equipment that is damaged enough to explode or malfunction, containers of chemicals, that kind of things might be damaged. There could be some hazardous areas to move through for sure.
Alright, how about the ships? Will they stay intact?
Most likely, I think most of them would last a good 4 or 5 hours before they were unusable.
Okay. What do you say, crew?
Do it.
Dutch, Larkin.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Alright,
It's not the holy fireball I was hoping for, but
let's shut off.
sacrifices must be made.
Let's turn off those shields. And then we'll try to make our way to the top and get it into a ship once the shields are back up.
Magus says, would be you have like the Technica Lingua, is that what the language is for?
Probably, yeah.
He would say, what would the Omnissiah say?
WWOD?
Uh-oh. Paul's gonna be like, I don't want to destroy it.
The Omnissiah may be appalled at the loss of technology, but the technology is being utilized in unapproved methods.
That it is.
Yes. Well, praise the machine spirit, he says in Technolingua, or praise the Omnissiah, and then in Gothic he switches to back to Gothic and says, and praise the Emperor.
Oh, slick. He's a smoothie.
Alright, so do we just wait for his signal?
So he wants to just clarify some of the logistics So I'm dropping the. We're going to drop the shield. For how long?
5 minutes is what they said it would take.
For those not armored.
Yeah, those that are in armor. You might want to give it a good
30
10
minutes.
or 15. Yeah,
Okay.
30 might be good.
So let's give it 30 minutes and then we'll go from there.
30 minutes on high, or until not frozen in the middle.
And then we're making our way with you to these ships.
I think that'd be the
I
best.
think that would be best.
Yeah, it would. That's probably the best.
Okay, I will disarm the heavy bolter and give you access to the freight elevator.
Ooh.
That will get you up to the mechanical areas we're in, and we can head up from there.
Okay. You want to do that in about 30 minutes? So that way they don't take the chance and try to come down within that time.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Smart thinking, Captain.
I have that
I
every
would
once in a while.
also like to acquire a piece of this artifacts that they are building. May be beneficial to dissect and analyze them.
As long as it doesn't bring anything on my ship alive. That shouldn't be alive.
Oh, don't worry. Nothing is alive on your ships for long.
You can always drop him off at the next
Yay.
port.
Yeah, with her as the pilot.
Mutiny already. I'm not gonna lie, that's another reason why it's like, yeah, let's come up with it, because I didn't want to take the chance of flying down this level, trying to park it, get them all off in the bottom on the ship and fly off from underneath this thing, because I didn't want to
That's-
roll that.
That's rich. That's rich.
That would be that's my first. It's like, oh yeah, we'll just make our way, get a ship, we'll fly underneath the thing, land, tell them all come out the blown out door, get in the thing, and fly off of this thing. That would be the easiest. But no,
By the third or fourth ship, we might get a good landing.
right?
Yeah,
Eventually.
but then who's gonna get in it? It's gonna be like, oh my god.
Turns out the things are much easier to fly without all that living passenger weight.
It's just a small graveyard of ships down below deck.
The third one burned down, fell over, and sank into the swamp.
Funny thing is, there is no swamp on this thing, and it still did it.
There's that. It's all of crewmate blood.
But yeah, so yeah, that was my first thought. But I thought of the rolling I might have to do and said, we'll take our chances going up.
All right, well, I think we're gonna wrap it here for tonight, so I can set up
Already?
your trek up north.
Yeah, we were like an hour late. Oh,
Started a little late.
yeah,
Wait, what's going on? Why do you guys quit early?
It's 10.
it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, 10 o'clock. All right.
5
All
minutes.
right,
late.
all right.
Well, if we start anything from here, it'll be
Fair enough.
10:30.
So
Okay.
But we are back in just 1 week, which isn't
Yes.
too far out. It's not like our normal monthly cadence we were in. So
right,
we will be
Well,
back next week, where we find out the fate of the crew of the Valkyrie. Will they be able to make their way to the ships and get everyone off the planet safely? What has
Probably
happened
not.
to their ship? Has
It's
Captain
blown
Keel
up.
taken care of it?
Nope.
alright.
All questions to find out. in
It's
the
now an
next-
auxiliary in the Calaxis Navy.
No, my first ship. Have to commandeer it.
What do we call that ship? The Mercy Flush?
No, Tempest.
Oh, yeah. Close. Wait, that's your name.
No, what is it? Valkyrie.
yeah.
Valkyrie.
The Valkyrie.
I-
You guys ever watch Mom and Dad Save the Universe? Emperor Spingo of the planet Spingo.
yeah. Yep.
Well, I'll say there wasn't much combat this time, but you did discover the Adeptus Mechanicus. Which is a critical contact point in this endeavor.
Nice.
Good, good.
I'm really struggling here. It's like my monitor just keeps clicking off and on, off and on. It's so hard to look up anything. Okay.
What's wrong with your monitor?
It's either the cable or it might be my docking station. I guess it might be the docking station, but I'm kind of afraid to troubleshoot it too much just because sometimes that makes it worse.
Well, are we out?
Yeah, well, no, but
Yeah.
see y'all next week.
Ashley's
Alright.
technovirus has infected you.
No,
Error.
Yeah, I was just trying to look up experience points.